What's up, you guys? We have not talked in a little while, and I thought we'd do a little bit of a live stream. Oh, I get some messages coming in. YouTube emails me to let me know my video's live. I bet you that's what that is. Hey, just you are live on YouTube right now. No, really, me? All right. So I'm doing this on my laptop, so I don't know if the color on this is going to look any good or not. Hey, how's it looking? Okay. Not bad. Oh, well, it's been a minute since we've had the chance to do a live stream. Ooh, that was better. Hi. So it's been a minute. And I'm back to cell service. You guys are still a day behind me. I think tomorrow's video is where we get back to Vancouver. So I gotta shut off. All I can see is my face on this screen. I don't want to see my face. I need to see you all. There we go. We'll put your chat conversation over my face. Here we go. So tomorrow's video is me coming back to Vancouver, and then you guys will be literally just about caught right up to me. I am not far ahead on videos at all. I think you guys are only 2 days behind me at this point. Super excited. What's up, Crafty Coaster? Amphibious North, thank you so much for the super chat. 10 p.m. where you are, so it's 7 p.m. here, or 10 to 7 anyway. Do I like Filipino food? No, but that makes me hungry. What's up, Jeffy Bear? How you doing, brother? Did you get the shop, Chrome? Okay, so some of you may be on my Patreon. I've been seriously actively looking for a shop, and I went and looked at one today, and fingers crossed, it was perfect. It was exactly what I need out of a base camp, if you want to call it that. The first shop I went to look at, that place couldn't have been any more. It was ideal, full on ideal, and I've been waiting patiently for them to message me back and for them to tell me that they like us or they don't like us. So maybe they'll message us while we're on the live stream here. We'll all find out. But yeah, you guys, I've been actively been looking for a shop. What's up, Mark the Paint Guy? How you doing, buddy? And I've gone through a lot of thought process when it comes to the type of space I want. I thought about getting a very large space and turning it into a community space for all of us. But then that comes with a very hefty price tag. And because at that point you would need like a 3,000 square foot shop. And out here to find a 3,000 square foot shop, you're looking at like $3,000-$4,000 by the time you pay for heat and everything else. A little out of what I want to do. You coming around, buddy? Come here. Come here. Cruzy's over there just rocking. Come here, buddy. We're live, buddy. People want to say hi to you. I'm just getting a look. Cruzy, people want to say hi to you, buddy. Hey, what are you doing hiding over there behind the drawer? What are you doing? So I've been looking for smaller and more affordable shop spaces because I just want it for personal use. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. Anyway, let's get into this. The Van Nut. What a great name. Thanks for the super chat. Linda B. Nate's Journey. How you guys doing? Someone's super happy with the emojis. Eastern Woodland Bushcraft. Oh, man. So I am back here on the mainland of Vancouver again, and it feels really good to be back. This is the place that I do a majority of my traveling at when I'm out here in the wintertime. And yeah, we've only been away for a short amount of time. And believe it or not, I was absolutely stoked to come back here. You guys are great. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate that. So if there's any questions you guys have, bada bang, now's the time to start asking. I have the comments turned on to slow mode, so they only allow one to come up every so many seconds. hoping to slow this down a little bit. Did I ever get a 12-volt rice cooker? No. I really thought about it for a long time because I went through a phase where I was eating a lot of rice in the van. So I thought maybe getting a rice cooker was a good idea. But it turns out that that was literally just that. It was just a phase. I never ended up cooking rice very much after that. Get a shop in Mission. No, I would do anything in my life to stay away from the towns that I was raised in when I was a kid. Abbotsford, Mission, and then I spent time in Chilliwack. I would rather stay away from those towns. How much does my average monthly gas cost in my van? Amy, that's a really hard question for a YouTuber that travels for a living, because I am going to have different fuel mileage than you, right? Because I drive around to gather and film content. You are going to be completely different on that side of things. But for me, you can guarantee that I at least fill my tank up 4 to 6 times per month or more, depending on what I'm doing, but at least 4 times per month. And filling up a tank is about $150. So 4 times once a week for a decent amount of running around, that's pretty decent. So you got to remember, I'm making YouTube videos though. So $600 a month, give or take. If I wasn't making YouTube videos, like if you're thinking about trying to figure out how much it's going to cost you to live in a van, YouTubers are the worst people to ask, because this is what we do for our income. So if I was just sitting still, I could probably do a gas tank a month or 2 gas tanks a month. You're looking at $150, $300 Canadian. That's just me personally. Do I like my Ford Econoline van over the Chevy Express? I don't know how to answer that question, because I love my Ford Econoline van and I don't know anything about the Chevy Expresses. I do have some friends that have them and they love them. So that's all just personal preference. You know what I mean? I think they're both amazing when it comes to like the inside structure. I think the Chevy Expresses have a nicer support beam system up it, making it a little bit easier to insulate. And I love the look of the Chevy Expresses, and the GMC Savannahs are the same way. But I have friends that have a GMC Savannah and they absolutely love it. Do I mostly use public bathrooms to do the number 2, or do I use my luggable loo for number 2? All depends. If I'm close to a bathroom, I'll use the public bathroom. If I'm just around and there's nothing around, I'll use my luggable loo inside of my van. I have no problems at all using the luggable loo toilet. It works great. It's super convenient. It's fast, and it's there. But always use public washrooms if they're available. But otherwise, I just use the one I have in my van. Yeehaw! Big truck, giver. Trucking with Schmidt. Thanks for the love, man. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, people are hilarious. Sorry, I'm just seeing blocked comments popping up. Do I remember meeting Darla Johnson? I don't know who Darla Johnson is. Thanks for being live, Chrome. No problem. Hopefully this feed is doing okay. I'm right across from a cell phone tower, but we all know that cell phone towers don't mean anything when it comes to how good this connection is. But I can see it right in front of my van here. Is my ambulance shorter than my current van? No, they're approximately the same size. The ambulance may be a tiny bit longer, but pretty much the same length. I've never really measured them. I'll have to one day, but they're pretty close to the same. The feed is crystal clear. Good to know. I know the camera is not really clear because the camera on the laptops don't really capture really good images. It's all right. I wonder if these lights make it worse. No, it's still grainy. Yeah, I had the chance to go see my daughter the other day. It was really nice to hang out with her. We went for a really super good walk in the rain and just had an all-in-all good visit. I like that little kid. She's pretty amazing. Candace just bought a schoolie. Wicked. Did you buy a shorty? Like a shorty little one or like a big one? I like little buses, man. I've seen some really great bus conversions on my travels. Would I ever consider moving into the ambulance? Yeah, I'd consider it. Right now it's just an empty shell and I don't know what I'm doing with it. This is actually my home. So would I move into the ambulance when it's done? It's possible. Very, very possible. If I can find myself a cheap enough, affordable shop, I may just keep the ambulance and then have both of these rigs. I don't know. So I went to look at a shop today. Fingers crossed. If I get it, it's perfect. But yeah, if I can find an affordable shop that allows me to possibly keep the ambulance and this one and have two vehicles, I'm in. There may be some crazy treks will take the ambulance out, and some other ones will just take this rig out. I'm not sure what's going on with that yet. Or maybe one of you guys will buy it down the line. Not sure. My feet are going numb. I was on my knees there for a second, and your legs get that little tingling feeling. I just had that. Whew. Ah, so much better. Woo. Well, that doesn't smell very good. It smells bad. Did you ever look for a shop on the island? Yes, I've been looking today, actually. Smell this, man. These don't smell good. Smell that. Does this smell bad? Whoo! Why does one smell worse than the other? Weirdos unite, baby. Oh, sorry, guys. Missed a super chat here. Mark, thank you so much for that. Greetings from Surf City, USA. Sending some Scooby snacks for Cruz. Oh, man, I appreciate that. Jeff, thanks for the super chat. Ever consider buying a piece of land and building? Yeah, that would be kind of dope. I mean, I've thought about many things as I get older and years go on and what's going to happen 10 years from now or 20 years from now. And I would never right now consider buying a piece of land. I can't sit still long enough to wrap my head around owning a piece of dirt that I may only be on for a couple of months a year. That's why when it comes to me looking for a shop, I've gone from thinking about doing a big shop and having the whole YouTube community involved in it, all the way down to now kind of just thinking about getting a personal shop space that's affordable enough for me to be able to leave for 3, 4, 5 months at a time and not really worry because it's not kicking the crap out of my finances. You know what I mean? So when it comes to buying a piece of dirt, I can't sit still. Maybe when I can learn to sit still, buying a piece of dirt's a good idea. Uh-oh, Cruz is about to spec. Come on. You want to fight? Come on. Cruz is looking at my foot like he's going to attack it. Come on, buddy. Come here. You want a treat? Come on. YouTube wants to see you. Come here. Cruz, come. Yeah, come get it. Come on. You guys stick around, buddy. People want to see you. Hey, you're the only reason why we have an audience, buddy. Right, Cruzy? Sorry, guys. Cruz is just munching away on the floor there. Sonia, thank you. Van Life with Paul and Vivian, thank you so much for that. Amazing job on the 300K. We're only at 200,000. But thank you for the pre-celebration. Congratulations. That'd be pretty wild, man. 300K. Imagine that stuff. To go from like 200K to 300K in like 2 weeks. That'd be wild. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I honestly wouldn't know what to do. That's why I don't understand sometimes when you get YouTube channels that just get like huge growth right out the gate and you haven't even learned how to edit or have a workflow. Like, what do you do with an audience that big, that fast? I wouldn't know what to do. Hey, Chrome, I stopped watching Steelers versus Seattle's just to watch you. Wicked. I'm not a sports guy. Is that football? I'm not a sports guy, so I don't know about that kind of stuff. Just got your sticker orders in. Wicked, Van Life Mama. That's cool. It will be 1 million, man. That's insane. Like, just to even think that my channel got as far as we did here, over 200,000 subscribers, still just blows my mind. What do you want, buddy? Chris, I want more food. I don't have any more food. He's like, I know you have. You want another one? Oh, look at him. Hey, you want another one? I'll get you another piece. How about we get a different treat this time? How about we get these ones? These ones are for your joints, buddy. It's got good stuff in it. He's like disappointed, Dad. I know those are good for me. And these ones have vitamins and probiotics, and they're good for joints and skin and coat. Look at you, buddy. You're all glistening. Look at you, all perfect now. Got your vitamins in. And your slobber everywhere. Oh, someone said it's Badge's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. Storm Silver Lion, thank you much. Thank you so much for that. Douglas Fritz, thank you. Nancy, welcome to the Weirdos Unite crew over on YouTube memberships here. Pretty cool. I like it that I slowed this feed down a little bit. It makes it a little bit more manageable. I can really slow the speed down so the comments come up very, very slow, but I have it set to 10 seconds, so they'll come a little bit slower. It's not really helping. I'm missing a bazillion of them. Hey, Chrome, being a DJ and knowing what to do with an audience, did that somewhat translate to a YouTube audience? Nate, I kind of feel like because of my DJ past, I've been training my whole life for having a YouTube channel. Has being a DJ and knowing how to work a crowd helped me with an audience? No, it has definitely helped me out with being on camera. Because being a DJ, it's all about, being expressive and entertaining and creative and energetic and being able to read a room. And I think with YouTube, it's the whole DJ part of it about being a showman, I guess, has very much helped putting my personality in a video. You know what I mean? Some people have it very hard to be expressive. Where being a DJ my whole life, I was always expressive. So for me, it kind of just felt like it became second nature with the YouTube channel. But yeah, I feel like those two worlds combined together to help this out for damn sure. Don't get mad at me, Cruz. He's in a huff now. What are you in a huff for? Pissy pants? You see him, he's looking at me like, why are you in a huff? Can you tell me what I did? I don't think I did anything, and now you're sitting there in a huff. Because no food. You ate it all. Do I smell bad? Hey, does it smell bad? You're so funny. I probably smell bad. Always go up. I appreciate that. Cruz, always go up, says hi. Oh. Oh. Yeah, me and Cruz have conversations. Hi, buddy. All the time. Okay? Life wouldn't be the same without that guy. Sorry, I gotta get closer here so I can read these comments. Amazing Jays, I want to have an IPA with you. I want to have an IPA with you too. You heard him? That was Cruz. You heard him burp? I had a few beers with Joseph the other night, and I hadn't had a few beers in a while, and it was really cool, man. We were at Walmart in Squamish, and we just hung out. We had some beers together. It was actually a really, really good night. I wasn't gonna come. He's like, "What's up?" I wasn't gonna come out of my van, but Joseph was like, "Hey, man, you watching a movie?" I'm like, "Yep." I was telling the story about when Joseph came over the other day. He's like, "I don't care. Give me some more food." It was super nice, man, and it was weird. Like when I came back, it kind of felt good to reconnect with some friends and see them back here. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, if you didn't notice, I put up Joseph's van tour. That was yesterday's video. Songbird, thank you. Justin and Justin and Christina's van life. Thank you for posting that playlist. Chrome, are there DJs for every type of music? I've seen a country DJ. Yeah, I mean, the best way to put it is there is a DJ for every genre of music. So, like at the club, you would get a DJ that would spin on like a Tuesday night hip hop night. That's all it was hip hop, because he was a hip hop DJ. And then you got a guy that only spun like 80s on Mondays, and a country night on whatever day. They put the country DJs in for that. And then, hey, bro, what's going on with you? And then on the weekends would be your top 40 guys, which were good across all the genres, And I was more of a top 40 DJ because I had the ability to play any genre whatsoever, which made me versatile. Because like some hip hop DJs, you could only spin a hip hop night. They didn't know anything else. So if you got a diverse crowd, they'd be screwed, which allowed me to make more money in the DJ industry because I had the chance to DJ any possible night. They could call me, "Hey, Chrome, want to spin an 80s on Wednesday?" I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm in." Still thinking about doing a YouTube DJ video. Maybe. It's hard to do music on YouTube that I want to DJ with because of copyright infringement. Cruzy's having a spaz here. How much do I spend a day on average? That is a hard question to answer because there's days where I will just buy my morning coffee and I'm into my day for $3 and then not go around anywhere and watch Netflix. My whole cost of my day could be $3. Then you get days where you buy coffee in the morning, coffee at lunch. Now you're $6 in, and then you stop at Subway. Now you're $16 in, and then you drive around all day. Now it's another $50 in fuel. Now you're $66 in. It doesn't take much to start adding up your daily bills on what you do. I don't really track that stuff. If I've got money, I'll go do something with it. If I don't, then, you sit around, you have yourself a lazy day. It's pretty easy in a van. If you're getting into this for financial reasons, it's very easy to monitor your money while you're living in a vehicle because you can base everything that you do after you don't pay rent anymore on how much you move. And I think when you live in a van, you get a bit more conscious about your spending. Because like when I started my van life, I was completely broke. I didn't have any money, and any money that was coming in, I was always throwing it out because I wasn't paying rent anymore. So you begin to be a little bit more conscious about money when you get into a vehicle and you stop paying rent. I think you get more conscious of it because you have more money. Because if you're still in the same conditions before where you still had the job and you were paying rent normally, or when you quit paying rent and move into a van, now you've got all that rent money that's just sitting there. So you kind of like, I found that when I moved into my van, I started to really learn about money, learn on how to properly manage it. It just came by default. It's raining in California. It's raining here in Vancouver too. It's done nothing but rain since I came back. Where's my beer? My beer's in the back of the van. I'm not drinking beer on this live stream because I'm driving after this. Usually most of the live streams you see me drink beer in, usually I'm not really going anywhere afterwards, but today I have a little bit of a drive. Did I get that shed? You must be on, you are on, shh. I love it when people from Patreon and YouTube memberships pop in here and they're like, hey, did you get it? Sure. I haven't told anybody yet. No. Hold on, let me check. I'm still waiting for them to reply. Let's see. Still no reply, for those that are wondering. So I went in and looked at a shop today, if you're wondering. I'm waiting for them to reply to see if they're going to give it to me or not. Why not a 200,000K subscriber celebration video, Chrome? I did one. I already did a big 200K video. Sometimes when it comes to doing like those videos, like if you're talking about like doing like a recap video where you actually go back, recap all the things that you've done and recap the last 4 years of footage. Sometimes in those scenarios, you need to be connected to the internet to download some of those videos from YouTube. So, yeah, and that came up super fast. I wasn't even ready. So I just made a talking video for my 200K. Yep, 208,000 now. Grew pretty quick. It was pretty awesome. Do you get another plaque? No, YouTube gives you, hey, Cruzy Bear, how you doing, buddy? YouTube gives you a play button. Sorry, I'm moving you around. Sorry. YouTube gives you a 1,000 subscriber celebration because that is a monster milestone to pass. Then they give you 1 million is the next one after that. And then I think it's, I don't know what the next one is. Yeah, there's nothing for 200K. You get one. The next one's a pretty big one. Chris, what's your problem? You fight? Get out of here. What do you want? What do you want? Come on. Oh, come on. What are you looking at me for? I'm literally getting the look from this guy. Are you confused on who I'm talking to? I think he's confused. I seriously think Cruz is confused on who I'm talking to them. He's like staring at me like, who are you talking to? I'm right there. You're like, Dad, you're losing your mind, Dad. I'm losing my mind. There's 1,300 people right here, bro. Little guy. You can imagine what he thinks about me and all this. Like, well, Dad, why are you staring off in the middle of nowhere talking, Dad? Justin and Christina, we're coming down for January. Borders will open November 8th. Sweet. Cruzy, I'm trying to do a live stream, bro. It's about time you're in our live stream, but what's with you just trying to attack me? Rawr, 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 rawr. After the Tyro upgrade van tour video. Yeah, there is a van tour coming up. I just need to take a moment in my schedule and find a really epic spot and redo a van tour on this van because it's definitely needed. There's been a lot of changes in my van since my last van tour. Like the Welltech Designs lift kit's been added. The new Tyro armored coating's been put on the outside. What have we done? We did the doors are new. The pull-out drawer, I don't think was in the last time we did maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, our pull-out drawer I think is new since that one. There's been well, maybe not. It's been a lot of changes. How old is Cruzy? He'll be 3 years old on January 1st. He's a New Year's baby. He's born January 1st. How do I use the internet? I log on through a data connection on my cell phone. I use cellular data for most of my stuff here. I do on YouTube, and then sometimes I go to coffee shops if the internet's fast enough. But sometimes coffee shops can be slow. If you're just doing general everyday stuff, there is Wi-Fi everywhere. At least it is here in Canada anyway. And I've been coast to coast, and it's easy to find Wi-Fi to do general internet stuff. If you're uploading if you're watching YouTube, no big deal. If you're uploading content like I am, that's when getting good connections is a little bit harder to get. But yeah, even right here, the restaurant I'm parked in front of right now has an open Wi-Fi connection. I tried it. It's just too slow to live stream on. Yeah, man, they got to get that that Starlink available mobile. As soon as that thing is available mobile and I can move around Canada with my dish on my van, I am 100% getting Starlink mobile when it gets released. They haven't released it yet. One day soon. Mad RX, it's plus 10 degrees Celsius here in Vancouver. Yep, it is. I even turned my fan on in my van the other night. It was a perfect temperature. Oh, yeah, that's another thing too. In a video the other day, I announced to you guys that, okay, forget this. If you guys want to get your van featured on my channel, please grab your camera, run around your van and be like, hey, Chrome, here's my van. This is what I live in. And just point your camera at everything. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be no grand video. And I will edit it on my end and we will share it with everybody else. So it can be a little mini van tour of your van, or maybe just a little piece of your van that changes your van life and you wanted to tell people about that one thing that changed your van. Send me that little video clip. It could be a couple of minutes telling me something awesome about your van build. I would love to share it. Or if you just have a story about living in your van, if you've got a story about something amazing that happened in the community that you're in, or something bad that happened in the community that you wanted to warn other van lifers about that you haven't seen out there in the internet before. You know, I know a lot of my people out here live in their vans. Even if you're just weekending in the van, or even have a crazy overland story about the rig that you're in and you want to share it, send me the video clip. Please send it to me on Google Drive or Dropbox. Don't upload it to YouTube because I can't use it. As soon as you upload it to YouTube, as soon as I download it, it makes the file really small. And I also can't use videos that have been previously uploaded to YouTube because it's copyright infringement, because once you upload it, that belongs to you. I can't use it. So just grab something on your phone. Toss me a file with 10 video clips in it, or one big long one. And yeah, I'm going to start compiling these and start letting these stories from you guys get out there. Because this whole time on my channel, you've been watching me go blah, 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 blah about my life all the time and the things that happen with me. I thought it might be cool maybe once a month to share a video of all you guys saying, what's up, weirdos? Check out my van. Or what's up, weirdos? Check out what I did in my van. I don't know why I grabbed that. It was just there. So yeah, guys, I'd love it to see your guys' faces on my videos. So if you have anything you want to share, I don't care what it is, even if it's just something that inspired you that day, or if you got a funny joke, man, I don't give a crap. If it's funny enough, I'll throw in a video and let it rock and roll. So Google Drive and Dropbox. If you don't know what they are, just Google Drive, download it, throw your files in, and send me the link. All right. I missed a lot during that time. Bart, thank you so much for that. So glad you got the new paint job. I was screaming at the screen. That's wicked. I'm glad I got it too. Diversified, thank you so much for that. Get a coffee and a puppuccino for Cruzy Bear. Thank you. Selena, I appreciate that. Sorry, guys, I'm scrolling back to make sure I don't miss any super chats. Don't want to be a jerk. Okay, we're good. Ben's got a crazy van life story. Share it, Ben. Put your phone in front of you. And when you're making those videos, I know some people get a little bit shy. Put your face on camera and just be like, hey, I would love to see you. You know, you guys see me, and I think I'd be pretty honored to have the chance to hear your stories and see your faces. You know, to me, that is a very, very beautiful thing. Mike's the Chevy boy. Mike's the Chevys or vans are better. Whatever you like, man. I don't care. Doesn't affect me any. I'm not a Ford guy. I'd buy a Chevy. Don't matter to me. Am I getting a bicycle? No, I'm not getting a bicycle. I don't have a room in the back of my van for a bike, and I don't think I would sleep well knowing that there's a bike strapped to the back of my van either. You know, that little thing in the back of your mind that someone's going to come by, cut the chain, take your bike. I don't think I sleep well knowing that I have something with semi value hanging off the back. Nate, really good question. Lady Debbie, thank you so much for that. Nate, very good question. What do I think about the Olympian Wave 6 heater? I personally lived in this van for 2 winters. 1 winter? 2 winters. I don't remember. I had the Olympian Wave 3. I just like, you know what I had to do? 3. I went to go reach for this one and I grabbed this one by accident. 3. I had the Olympian Wave 3 heater and I loved it. I started my van life with the Mr. Buddy heater, and I thought the Mr. Buddy heater was, that's what everybody was telling me. Everything I looked up online was like, get the Mr. Buddy, get the Mr. Buddy heater. So I bought the Mr. Buddy heater, and when I used it, it warmed up my van, but it was also like, and I thought that's what van life was going to feel like, a wet tent. It was like, it never was like it was warm in here, but never like warm, you know, like a comfortable warm. It was always like things kind of always felt a little bit damp in the van. And I didn't know any different because I was broke. I barely even had the money to buy the heater. It was my first winter in the van. So I did 1 year with that one and I had nothing but problems with it. It kept, and I did everything I found online to keep the little thing clean, but it kept clogging up all the time. So I finally got rid of it and I bought my Olympian Wave 3. And man, did I ever love that thing. The Wave 3 did me very well in the Vancouver area. We have mild winters, maximum of like -5 for 2 weeks. That's it. And it bounces around 0 degrees Celsius for a while. If you want to know what that is. Hey Siri, what is -5 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
-5 degrees Celsius is 23 degrees Fahrenheit.
So 23 degrees Fahrenheit. For all my American folks, that's the coldest it gets out here, is 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So the Olympian Wave 3 did very well for me at that minimum. I think the lowest I ever took that heater was to like -12, and it did okay in my van with everything shut. Like I shut it all, because what's wrong, buddy? If you let, I mean, it's not a good idea, but when it was that cold, I needed to keep in some heat, so I just shut my roof vent too. But in Alberta, which is the province right next door to us, I know people that bought the Olympian Wave 3 in a minivan and it didn't work. Then they bought the Wave 6 in a minivan and it didn't work, because they're talking -30 in the winter. That is a whole different world than what I was in. So when it comes to taking advice from people, remember where they're from, remember the climates that they've been in, if it's a dry winter or a wet winter. So what do I think about them? I think that Olympian series is amazing. If you're going to start off with any kind of propane heater, the Olympian series is a damn good idea. Now that I have a dry air heater, which means there's combustion happens, it pulls in air from outside, not inside. And the combustion happens in the chamber, and then the dry air heat comes out into my van. I have the Webasto gasoline dry air heater. And it's like the Chinese knockoff ones that you guys see on Amazon, the diesel ones. I have a gasoline one. As soon as I added that style of a heater, whoa, winters are never the same ever again. It feels like an apartment in here. 100% like an apartment. So I don't know. I would say, going the knockoff diesel route if money's short, or buying the diesel Plan Air, which is the one Joseph has, and he's been great. And or I have the Webasto, and I enjoy this one too. I really like it. But for those of you guys who are thinking about like van life in the winter time, and that's a big question we get all the time, is like, oh my gosh, what do you do in the winter? I turn the heater on. Like, to me, it's no big deal. To everybody else, a lot of people always think that, hold on, guys. Oh, Patty, that was a hilarious message that you just blocked. Hold on, I'm going to block this guy. That was probably one of the funniest questions I've ever had. I wish I could tell you guys what it was. Sorry, that was funny. What were we talking about? Heaters. Oh yeah, winter. I prefer winter in the van versus summer. Winters, it's just easier to find creative ways to heat the van than it is to keep it cooler in the summer. So, yeah, winter times are definitely a better season than going through a really hot summer. That's why I know I got a lot of subscribers here that are in desert climates in the summer, and I'm a giant wuss when it comes to heat. I can't handle it. So, like, for all you guys that are rocking it out there in that super hot weather, you guys are rock stars. JP on the road, thank you for that. Please stop using my blue shop towel for your dishes. The only reason why I started to use those blue towels is because I go through about 90% less paper towel using the blue ones than I did using the standard everyday towels. Because those standard towels, I was using like sometimes 4 or 5 pieces, where this one ends up being just one. It's the only reason why I switched over to those. And I don't always use them, but if I can get a good deal on them, I'll grab them. They actually cost me less. Even though they're more expensive per roll, I go through way less of them. Do I speak French? Danny D, no, I do not. What city am I in right now? I am currently on Vancouver Island. What's the lowest temperature that my heater will keep me warm? So I don't know. Let me explain. I have the Webasto dry air heater. Last year, I was in the coldest temperature I've ever been in living in my van, and that was minus 30 or 32, minus 30 or something like that. And I had a battery problem where my BMS, my battery monitor system inside of my lithium batteries read that it was too cold, shut my system down. And because it shut my system down, it shut my heater off, obviously, because it needs the electricity to run and blow heat. So I'm a little bit more educated now when it comes to my battery system because of that scenario. In that scenario, if I knew at the time how to reset my battery monitor system inside the battery, I could have had heat back like that. But because it knocked out, I don't know if this thing kept me warm at minus 30. I was sleeping. So when you're in your van sleeping, you're warm. Like when you're in bed, no matter how cold it is out there, you're snug and warm. You have a couple of blankets on you, you're super good and cozy. And when you get your foot out of the blanket in the morning, you're like, whoo, nope. You're pulling the blankets back up over. You're like, oh, heck no. So you really don't know on how cold it is until you get out of bed. So I don't know what my heater is good to. I'll find out this year, though. I'll let you know. That battery monitor system reading too cold and shutting off was a bit disappointing last year. Oh, did I find the squeak in the front of my van? Yes, I did. The that little clicking noise you were hearing in the front of my. So for those of you who didn't watch the video, I had a clicking noise on the driver's side wheel. I hit the brakes, you hear click, 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 click every time. And then I went bombing through the bush that day. I went flying through the bush and it stopped. Maybe it was just my. So I was told that sometimes your brake pad can click loose because they just snap in, right? It can click loose. So when you hit the brakes, they click up, click down, click up. Maybe it just locked itself back in because it has been 100% fine since. My van's been to a mechanic. I got spark plugs and stuff all redone, and he checked all my brakes. Nothing. Like I asked him, you want to take a look around? He's like, yeah, everything looks good. I'm like, nothing wrong on that side? He goes, no. I'm like, okay. So yeah, no, it stopped working out of nowhere. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe when you get a little weird squeak in the front of your van, you just go shove it down a really bumpy trail until it stops. That was a good day. I really enjoyed that area though. When I came out of Jasper National Park there and came into Valemont, the town itself is very easy to drive through. But wow, was the backcountry ever beautiful. Jake, thanks, man. More Tim Hortons on me, Chrome. Really appreciate that. So I didn't see any spare propeller parts in here. Not unless I full on missed it. Oh, shut up. Jake, thank you, bro. I've never been in this pocket. Little screwdriver, shut up! Jake, you're a rock star, man. And I already ordered more propellers. I did not know that. You know what's funny? Because I open up my drone pouch and I don't really look. I never really paid attention that there was a pouch here. Jake, thank you, man. Now I got propellers out the wazoo. You know what that means? I'm going to fly my drone into my van more often. If you guys missed it, that video where my front was clicking, I flew my drone into my van and I crashed into my cabinets and I busted some propellers. Bro fist, man, I really appreciate that. Silly things. I love you guys. That was great. Oh, guys, don't miss me in Alberta. Don't worry. I will definitely be back in Alberta. That's for sure. I just came a little late in the season this year, and we were so caught up in doing projects on the van. And every time an opportunity came up to do another project, I just kept saying yes, yes, yes. When the opportunity came up to paint my van, yes. Opportunity came up to put the Tyro armored coating on it, yes. So this year was all projects. That's okay. It made my van just that much better, and it's going to make my winter travel so much fun. I'm really excited for all the backcountry we're going to get up to this winter, because being back here in BC in the mountain areas and around Vancouver in the lower mainland area where we don't get a lot of winter is going to make for some really great backcountry adventures. And now that Jake told me where my replacement propellers are for my drone, we're going to get that drone up hopefully tomorrow maybe. When are we coming back to Ontario? So if I get a shop out here, which I'm fingers crossed hoping, and depends on how far we get into the van to the ambulance build. I'm not too sure, because you got to realize that's a big project. Depends on how far I get into the ambulance build. Once it's ready for cabinet work, it's going out to Overland Interiors in Ontario for that. So at that time, I'll be out there for a little while. Bree and me, thank you. More dead fish. Cruzy loves those things. Is that Corinne? Corinne, thank you for the avocado fun. Thank you. Such a country answer. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to sit back there because it's easier on my legs, but my laptop's too far. Sorry, Sean, I had to read that message. Thank you. When am I coming to the United States? When I get bored of Canada. That's probably the absolute best answer I can give you, when I'm bored over here. What DJ controller do I use? Why are you stuck? Come on out. Why are you stuck in here? Oh, my controller's never been stuck in here before. Why are you stuck? My DJ controller's stuck in here. Oh, there we go. Ugh. My DJ controller is this one here. So it's the Pioneer DDJ 1000 SRT. Do I like it? That's not bad. It's not my favorite controller I've ever had. I used to, before this one, I had the Pioneer SZ. I loved that controller. That thing was personally my favorite controller that Pioneer ever made, was the Pioneer SZ. But then it was too big, so I only have a limited amount of space between where my desk is, and that other controller was like edge to edge. And when it was edge to edge, I could barely get into here to use this because the wall was there, right? So I'm like, you know what? let's trade it in. Let's try the 1000 SRT because it was a little smaller for the van. Do I like it? It works. Bada boom. And that's where it lives. Right there. Sorry for all the people that aren't into DJ stuff. The brand new CDJ 3000s. I just don't have the room in here. And I think if I were to ever buy a bigger, more permanent setup like that, I would probably pick up the Rain 12 turntables. I'd like to rent them and give them a try first and see what the Rain 1s are like. The Rain 12s are like first. It's nice to see you guys joining YouTube memberships. So it's a little late in the month, but we're giving out 5 sticker packs to anybody who joins Patreon this month. But fair warning, is towards the end of the month. If you join Patreon right now, you get billed for now, and you get billed again on the first of the month. So it kind of feels like a double bill, but you get billed the second you join, then you get billed for whatever. I'm giving out 5 sticker packs to anybody who joins Patreon. We've been doing that all month over there. I announced that earlier. I don't like to announce these things towards the end of the month because it's like when you get double hit, it kind of sucks. Was the great maple syrup spill of 2019 your biggest van life mess so far? Man, I need to make a shirt that says that. So for those of you who don't know, before we had all these big professional cabinets, I used to just have furniture from a furniture store here, L-bracketed, just a little bracket screwed to the floor, and I bought 1 liter of maple syrup. I lost 500 mils of it. It was half gone, all over my van. It dripped from the top drawer into the next drawer, out the front, out the back, into the next drawer, out the front, out the back, into the bottom drawer, out the front, out the back. It was everywhere. And I was like, no. I had Disco at the time, and Disco was just like, he was quiet. He was licking something. What is he licking? What's going on? And I'm like, no, that's not maple syrup, is it? Turns out it was the great maple syrup spill of 2019 in my van. Oh, the fun times. Tim, thank you. Would I ever consider an auxiliary? Oh, these are some good questions here. So hold on, let me back up a little bit. Sorry, guys. Tim, I'll get back to you in 1 second. I got to go back and miss some super chats. Vanlife Regina, thank you for that. Lisa Marie, thank you. Dude, my 6 kilowatt. Sorry, I got heaters on my mind. My 6-week, 10,000 plus mile trip is almost over. In Steamboat Springs, Colorado right now, having a spicy Bloody Mary. Nice. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat. Tim, this is a good question. Would you consider an auxiliary gas tank? Also, would you consider a raised roof? My opinion on the raised roof is I am not sold on putting a high top on a small cargo van. I get around this van just fine. I can sit upright. I can kneel. I can stand up kneeling. That kind of makes sense. I have no problems with the low roof fan at all, but I also do like the low roof on the trail because it gets through more places that a high top would be facing some serious branches and possible damage, So I'm not against the high top. I just don't think if you buy one with a grade, it's not a necessity, I don't think. Not for me anyway. Everybody is different. Would I consider an external gas tank? Yes, and I have, and I actually am. I removed the spare tire from underneath the back of my van. That's a huge space because now, because of my bigger wheels, my spare tire doesn't fit under my van anymore. It's now on my back on my swing out carrier. But I have that huge space underneath my van now where I could put an auxiliary gas tank. My thought was to put an auxiliary tank back there, plumb my heater into my auxiliary gas tank, and use that as a dedicated tank for my heater. And then if something were to happen, I could pump that one into my gas tank or keep my system the way it is with my thing plumbed into my gas tank normally, put the auxiliary tank in, and then every time I fill my van, I fill the auxiliary, fill my van, and go. And then when my van gas tank's down to a quarter, pump my auxiliary into my regular gas tank and just get some more kilometers out of it. I think having an auxiliary tank, if you're spending more time in the bush, is a damn good idea. A lot of people ask me if I carry any external gas cans with me. No, I'm more of a person that would rather put an auxiliary tank under my van than to haul around additional jerry cans full of fuel. So yeah, the ambulance, on the other hand, has a monster gas tank, so I don't think I would need an auxiliary tank in that one. But I'll take a look at that when the time comes. But this one, for sure. This one, my van is the 2004 Ford E250, and it has the small 4.6 liter engine, the small one. Remember, my van is fully loaded with a complete van build on the inside. I have my cooler and everything in the back. This thing has a lot of weight inside of it. Then we sprayed it with the Tyro coating, which added a little bit more, tiny bit more weight. I think the coating of that paint is about 150 pounds. And then I added bigger tires and rims and a full roof rack system. This thing is heavy. What do you want, Cruzy? So adding all that stuff, plus adding everything that's on my roof that's going to cause wind drag and stuff, I've demolished, and lifting my van too, by the way, I've demolished my gas mileage. You know what I mean? This thing is not as efficient as it once was. When I first got it, this thing had pretty decent gas mileage. Now I'm definitely paying a little bit more for fuel, but my van is more fun, more capable, and I don't regret a single thing I ever did to this thing. But I like those questions like that. Thanks for that one. Auxiliary gas tank. We'll see. I'm looking into one. What's up, Cruzy? Cruzy's been hanging out with me this whole live stream, buddy. It's not like you. Opinionated Queen, thanks for the super chat. I like Cruzy. People giving us super chats. Whoa. Things went flying by. Sorry, man, guys. My feed just went whipping through. Okay, how many did I miss? Sorry. It was just stuck, and I thought nobody was talking. Ivan, thanks for that. Jeffy Murray misses you guys. He's coming back to BC. I know. Me and him talked on the phone today. Overland Interiors, bro. Thank you so much for the love. Grab some beers and bones. Thank you, buddy. I always appreciate the love. Me and Andy talked today, too. Andy's done some really great things for Jeffy Bear. He hasn't put it on his channel yet, but as soon as he gets back, I'll make sure I film what Andy did for Jeffy. He hooked Jeffy up quite well. Andy, thank you for looking out for us, buddy. Ohio girl, thank you. Wow, man, I'm missing lots. I'm so sorry, you guys. I got babbling and so much came through. Naira bought you some treats, Cruzy. Cruzy. Naira bought you some treats. I'm wondering if I'm going to get kicked out of this parking lot. I think everything around me is kind of closed, and I'm sitting here with all my lights on inside. I'm waiting for that. Excuse me. How stoked am I for Jeffy Bear? How stoked am I for Jeffy Bear to come back? I miss that guy. I like Jeff. It's going to be fun to see him. And that's the thing about all of us. So I got the chance to see Emmy. We had a great visit there for a day, and then now we probably won't see each other for a bit. I ran into Joseph the other day. We had a great little visit. Now we won't see each other for a bit. We're all kind of like that. It's fun to get together, but it's also a lot of fun not to see each other either. I love my friends, but not every day. And they feel the same way. Maybe it's just me they don't want to spend time with. Hey, hold on a second here. They're like, yeah, nice, Chrome. Now can you go away now, please? You guys seen that me leaving the Calgary video. Everybody's like, get out, Chrome. Get out of Calgary. Go away. We had enough of you. Patty's like, I'm trying to catch them. They're going fast. And yeah, Patty, I have it in slow mode. Not super slow, but it is in slow mode right now. Sometimes the feed is really good. It'll actually slowly click through on the feed and you can see them. But then sometimes the feed just pauses and then just wham, loads right up. Sorry, buddy. Chrome, who is my favorite van dweller other than you? Me. Oh, you are, buddy. I don't know if you're talking about YouTube stuff. I don't watch a lot of van stuff on YouTube. Chrome, I want to borrow Cruz for a week. I want him to come and play Xbox with me. Any progress on finding a shop space? I have seriously actively been looking. I'm actually waiting for someone to message me right now. I went and looked at an absolute perfect shop today. So fingers crossed all our energies kind of line up together. And I don't know, we got along really well. So I'm fingers crossing that they're going to call me and say yes. But I did. I found the absolute perfect shop today for what I need. What do I think about generators? So I've never had a generator in my van. I will probably add a generator to the ambulance because I want to build that thing more out like, something that can last longer in the backcountry, even in poor solar conditions, like kind of really building that one out. I move around a lot in this van, so I've never really needed any outside power. I think generators are a great addition if you have space to put one. What I don't like about some people that use generators is some people use them in the wrong places and it wrecks people's experience around them. Like I've had people pull up beside me at a parking lot and just fire it up. Or I'd be out there in the middle of some big backcountry spot, a huge area, and they'll pull up right beside me for some weird reason when there's like a bazillion other places they could have parked in the same area, like right around where we could see, but they parked beside me and beside my van all night long. I think there's definitely a time and place for a generator for sure. But it is a little bit obnoxious sometimes. But I am going to add one to the ambulance, and that's 100% for sure. How long do you think you can go in the backcountry time-wise? So that's a hard question for me to answer because I need cellular connection in order to work. By work, I mean upload YouTube videos. So all depends on how many videos I have uploaded. So sometimes I can film a lot and have 5 videos on my computer. If I can devote myself for 3 full days, I could probably get those 5 videos edited, or 2 full days to get those 5 videos edited and then get them uploaded and then be able to spend 5 days out there before I have to come back. But that's my problem, is I need cellular service in order to earn my living. So we usually come back every 3 days because not very often do I have that many videos pre-edited. I may have them pre-filmed. Just editing is a very big process. Like that is a huge amount of work here on YouTube. So how long could I stay out there? I without a doubt, with everything I have in my van, with all the dry food I have, my freezer, allowing myself to be able to freeze meats and other things, I could probably, without a doubt, last off grid. Hi, guys. Ah, so good. I just got a message from a shop that I just used. She's like, hey, got some good news for you. Can you call Mark when you're done your live video? I can't believe you guys are watching my video. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh, you guys. Good news, buddy. Good news. I already got some good news for us, bro. Oh my gosh. So I've been flipping out. Like literally since I went to go see that shop today, and I was like, oh my gosh, this place is so perfect. I was flipping out. I was nervous to go see the shop because I've never paid rent in 4 years. So I was nervous. And then I got even more nervous after I went to go see it because I'm like, oh, please, this place is so perfect. Please. I was losing my mind. Okay, I'll call you guys afterwards. So good. Anyway, guys, hopefully that answered some of the questions about people going, hey, Chrome, did you find a shop? I think maybe I did. So good. So good. Oh my gosh. Someone asked me, a shop 4? So over the last couple of months on my channel, I've been talking about getting a shop because my van over the last year, well, last couple of years, there's been so much little things I wish I could have done to my van on my own. But without having a space, you've got to go hire somebody or find somebody with the space. And when you got to go find somebody with the space, now you're putting other people out. And it's always been a real big struggle over the last while. So now that I bought my ambulance, I've been wanting a space, kind of like, we'll call it like a base camp sort of thing, a place where I can put my ambulance, work on it when I got time, a place where I can keep my off-seasonal stuff that I don't need in my van, I could store there, and whatever else I'm going to need. And anytime I need to do some work on my van, I can take it to the shop, take things out, fix things up, put it back together, and have a bit of a home base. But the shop primarily right now is for the ambulance. I'd like to start working on that thing a little bit over the winter time, but it's going to be nice to have a space where I could come back, fix things, touch up things, store things. Maybe this is where I buy my quad. You know, that little trailer I told you guys I wanted to put on the back of my van, that little crazy little bug out trailer with the quad and a kayak and a hot water shower all built into this little baby trailer. Well, maybe this is the time when I do those kind of things, when I have the space to do it. So I've been on the search to find a shop that is affordable and just the right shop with the right people and the right area. And just, it had to feel, you know me, it has to feel right. If I don't feel it here, I don't want anything to do with it. And today things just felt good. And it's on a private property and it's secure. And I felt good about that whole situation. So yeah. So, I mean, there's going to be lots of build videos coming out of that shop. All the stuff from the ambulance will be filmed there. And I'm just excited. You know, I'll let you guys know. They haven't told me yes yet. So I'll let you know when I find out for sure. Troy's like, call now. There's a lot of people on this live stream. 1,500 people. Have we ever had 1,500 people in a live stream before? I think my biggest live stream has been 1,200. We're at 1,565 right now. You guys are awesome. Now my channel is getting bigger. Things have just gone nuts. Overland Interiors West. Hey, Andy. I don't build cabinets, Andy. That's what you're for. That's what you're for, buddy. Cruzy, I heard that, bro. Hey, you guys hear that? Cruzy, bulldogs and they're darn farting. So cute, buddy. Oh, if it doesn't smell, bro, we're good. Hey, you just get relaxing and just. He's woken himself up from sleeps by just ripping one. So good. So yeah, I have a video coming out where I went through my van and talked about some of the projects that I have to do on this thing. I have some tears in my vinyl floor just because I don't have a wood underneath. I have foam underneath my vinyl flooring. And because there's foam underneath there, it's kept it soft on the knees, but it's also allowed the top to tear. So having a shop space will allow me to buy a piece of wood, cut it out, get it in there, and put some actual proper vinyl plank flooring down. It may be harder on my knees and a harder surface, but it definitely will probably last a lot longer than this one. So when I first put my floor down, it lasted 2 years before I had to re-put another layer on. And then when 2 years ago, when Overland Interiors did is that last year? The last time we went to Overland Interiors and did my pull-out drawer. Is that last year or the year before? That was last year, I think. So when Andy did my pull-out drawer in the back, he repainted everything here and touched everything all up. So when these cabinets were out last year, I got to put another layer on my floor. All it was just that rolled, I don't want to call it linoleum, that vinyl flooring, just the roll of it. So I put it on there and it's lasted me a year and now it's ripped all the way down the front. So that video is coming up where you guys will see a little bit of the damage that's done to my van and some of the tiny little fixing and touch-up projects that I want to do. Because your van's in a constant state of earthquake every day. Every time you move around, every time you maneuver this thing, it's shaking, it's rattling. drawers pop open, things get misaligned. And so, yeah, one of the first projects I'd like to do if I get the shop is to redo the floor inside this van. Stop blaming poor dogs. That's what dogs are for. No, man, if I rip it, I've farted on live streams before. Because I'm proud of those things. I made it. What kind of van do I have? I'm a new sub. Welcome to the crew, man. I love all the new people on here, man. Ask away. There's lots of new people around here, so don't be afraid to ask those earlier beginner questions. We get them all the time. I have a 2004 Ford E250 extended cargo van with a 4.6 liter engine. And do I like it? Yes. I've had this van for 4 years, and it has been mechanically really good to me. Knock on things. Lots of things. Stuart Lee, you are popular in Australia. Thank you. Ivan, thanks for the super chat. Just sold my house, wondering how much you got invested into your van, including the price of the van. So my van has undergone a ton of changes on this channel. And a lot of my upgrades, I didn't pay full price for. Because I'm a YouTuber, we have the chance to leverage our channel against some of the things that we want to buy for our rigs. So I leverage my van anytime I get I leverage my channel anytime I get the chance. So if I want to put on a solar system, I'm going to contact all the solar companies and say, hey, what's up? Chrome from Van City Van Life. I want to put solar on my van. You want to work together with us? Renogy was like, yep, you pick what you want and you can have it. There you go. Have it. And so I got my solar system for free. So I actually made a list for a video once on how much my van cost me, including everything at retail cost. So my van, as it sits right here today with every single upgrade, including my axe, everything. I included all of it, my stovetop, my whole bit, lift kit, the whole thing. About $55,000 worth of upgrades have been put into this van. I paid $6,500 for this van, but 55 grand is what's in here right now for value of stuff. Did I pay that much for it? No, not even close. So yeah, we as YouTubers, we always, come on, man. Otherwise you buy things and you throw it on there and then the company gets free advertising for nothing. Heck no. So if I'm going to market that kind of stuff for them, I usually ask them to just give us a break. You know what I mean? Like I'm not asking for free products. Give us a break enough for me to say who you are, So like little things like hitchweb.com that I did my entire roof rack system with. They're a company in Canada, just good people. I reached out to them and I didn't want free. Just give me a break on the price. That's it. I'll say your name. And we did one video together and they gave me like 25% off on it. It was enough for me. And now we've been doing that ever since. I've gotten a few products for free and they've gotten me half price on some of the products. And, it's just what we do. We're always smart. Joseph owns his wind. Oh, yes, he does. Joseph has no fear about ripping it. So yeah, the van's right about 55K, but we're talking including like the Tyro coating that's on the outside, the full roof rack system, $5 grand for the lift kit. You've got rims and tires and a 1,000-pound winch on the front. And, you got a $12,000 van build on the inside. And then all the upgrades we made to the van build, which is like another 1,000 here, another 1,000 there. You know what I mean? Like there's been a lot of tiny little additions to this thing. There's more to this van than you can see. So for a lot of people that are new around here that haven't watched all these upgrades happen since I started my channel, bro fist to all my longtime subscribers that have been here since the get-go. I didn't say gecko, get-go. Every time I said that in my head, I'm like, did I just say gecko? They've seen every nook and cranny and tiny little thing that I've ever done to this thing. So when I do a van tour, I'm going to try my hardest to include all the finer details in here so everybody sees all the little things that you may not see in an average day-to-day video on my channel, because there is a lot of fine details in here that, makes those bills a little higher every time you want something done. Someone's like, my van is ghetto. My van was ghetto. This thing When I first got it, was just a van with a ghetto build, and I loved it. I had just as much fun in my van when it was ghetto than I do now. So all this stuff you guys see, inside, outside, professional van build, fancy things out of my wazoo, you don't need it to be happy. I was just as happy in my ghetto van, we'll use your term. I was just as happy in that thing as I am in this thing now. The only difference is this gets me more places than the other one did. At least it gets me there with confidence to know that I can get out. You know, now that we've got more recovery stuff, bigger tires, and the suspension just helps bomb down those roads. I don't know if you've seen that video the other day where I was whipping down an ATV trail at a pretty decent speed. It was awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of upgrades I've done to this van over the years because of content. You know, being a full-time YouTuber, content, 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 which means content, which means buy an awning, which means buy an extension for the awning, which means buy a light bar, and then buy additions for the light bar. And then see what I'm getting here? All these things relate to more videos. And that relates to more income on our end too. And I've literally listened to you guys the entire time. So many people like, Chrome, you need a big light bar. Bang, we got one. Chrome, you need bigger wheels. We got that. Chrome, you need a winch. Got that. Chrome, you need recovery boards. Got that. So pretty much anything that I've ever heard suggested on my channel, we have done to this van. That's why we bought the ambulance, because this one is done. We're done. We just have general day-to-day maintenance because this is going to get beat up over the next stack of years. I live in it full time. It's going to go through abuse. So now that this one's done, that's why I bought the ambulance, so we could have some fun again for another year or 2 years building all that bad boy. That one's going to be a fun one though, because I don't live in it, because I lived in this thing the whole time we built it, which is a struggle all on its own, let me tell you. You know how many times I sat at a parking lot and I emptied my van out just to move things around when it was basic and put it all back in? I felt like a bum. Literally, I'm just chucking my whole van out in the middle of a field somewhere. But having the space to do the ambulance is going to really change the finer details that we can do to it. Someone said minivans are too small for them. My buddy Joseph's over 6 feet tall, and he lives in a minivan, and his rig is pretty dope. He's done a really good job in the inside of that thing, and it looks huge when he has it set up as a couch. It looks really big in there. Am I going to upgrade the alternator in my van? No, my alternator that's in my van's been the same one that's been in here since I bought it a little over 4 years ago, and my alternator's been just fine. I don't feel or see the need to upgrade it. Yeah, Joseph's van is pretty good, man. He did a really good job in there. Does my Webasto heater pull air from my pull fuel from my van's gas tank? Yes, it is actually tapped into the same gas tank that my engine pulls from, and it is amazing. There's nothing cooler than only having one fuel source for a heater instead of having a fuel source for like a propane for this and diesel for that and gas for your van. And I have one fuel source for my van and my heater. And then I use propane for my cooktop, but I only use the 1 pound bottles because I don't really cook a ton to fathom a bigger tank or an outside tank. But yeah, that's the only reason why I chose the Webasto. People ask me, did I do research on things? I'm like, honestly, I was like, I want a dry air heater that has gasoline as a fuel source so I can use my gas tank. And well, the option was Webasto. That was probably the best one I heard about that does gasoline. So I'm like, I'm in, let's do it. It cost a fortune. I think the heater alone was like $1,600. And then you have the install on top of that, which is pretty big. Like you got to drop the gas tank. It's a pretty hefty install, but I'm glad I did it. What do you think is better? What do you think is better for the battery, lead acid or lithium? Lithium, hands down. Lithium power, hands down. Because you can get more usable power in the same space. Because when you're living in a van like this, every square inch is key. Like you got to be so conscious. Is that the word? Conscious about the space that you use, what goes where, how big it is. So when you use the lead acid battery, you have a battery this big that you can only use 50% of the power in, right? Where if you have a lithium battery, you could use 100% of it. They recommend not to, but you can. Like you can use 80% of that battery safely. I have noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed, you guys watch the channel Will Prowse? He's like I call him like the solar, the van life solar guru guy. He's like total solar and battery nerd. Will Prowse did some videos on these very cheap lithium batteries that are only $500 or $400 on Amazon. Just go find his channel. He's made videos on them recently. And yeah, and even in Canada, I seen a place in Alberta that has 100 amp hour lithiums for $500. Smoking deal. I think that whole lithium thing, I think we're going to start seeing a change in those prices pretty quick. Yeah, they're expensive because I have in my van, I have two 100 amp hour CanBat, they're Canadian batteries, CanBat lithium batteries. And I think they're around $1,000. They were cheaper than some of the other ones on the market, but they were around $1,000. Yeah, Mike, same thing here. So like the batteries I have are $1,000 a piece. I had AGMs before this one and they were great. I had no problems with my AGMs. I had them for about 6 months and then the CanBat lithium company reached out and was like, hey, can we give you some free lithiums? So I took my brand new AGMs I bought 6 months ago and I gave them to Emmy. Why is everyone a bear? Jeffy Bear, Disco Bear, Cruzy Bear. I don't know. I think somebody nicknamed Jeffy Bear years ago, and he mentioned it to me, and then I started to call him Jeffy Bear, and he hated it. Now he's legitimately Jeffy Bear. I don't know. My dogs have always done that. Like I used to have a bulldog named Maggie, and I used to call her Maggie Bear. It's just a thing I did. And yeah, Andy Bear. I'm not calling Andy Bear. That's hilarious. What size gloves do I wear? Usually I'm a large or an extra large glove. That's a weird question. Yeah, usually large or an extra large. That's wicked. Anyway, you guys, just wanted to do a quick live stream today because I didn't get a chance to get a video done. I was running around and I had to catch the ferry over to the island to come look at a shop. Now I'm freaking out. I want to call this dude. So excited. All right, you guys. Thanks to everybody who gave us super chats. And yeah, just thanks for being here, you guys. Now that we're back on Vancouver Island and back around, I'm going to start trying to do, I know I say this all the time, I'm going to speak, buddy. I'm going to start trying. I need a beer. I will try to start doing live streams more often now that we're back to an area where I have better cell phone connection, because this seems to be a pretty solid stream. Nobody's complained about it dropping out or kicking out at all. Yeah. How old is Cruz? Cruz will be 3 in January. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. I'm so excited. See you. Where's the end button? Bye.